This is J.N. McGee, author of Little Girl Blues: Existence of an Image. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to my video chat, which is episode 4, part 2, pick the continuation. I'm sorry, getting tongue tied. The continuation of Image, entitled Breaking Down Image Barriers. I have excuse me, I have 4 points that I will be talking about today. So point 1 is hiding flaws, the makeup. Point 2 is the KIT, the kit. Point 3, still slaves, the bondage of people to society. And the last point, which is point 4, which is embracing the real truth. So starting with point 1, hiding flaws, the makeup. What I mean by that, all human beings, we wear makeup. I don't mean just women. I mean everybody in general. Whatever we're putting on, whether it's the mask or, like the makeup, everything to hide who we really are. That's what I mean when I'm talking about the makeup. Where we're hiding our flaws so others don't see what we see and what we're not pleased with. We have a lot of people that they judge others because they're different, or they don't act a certain way, they don't look a certain way, they just seem like a thorn that just stick out, or like a big elephant in the room. You're gonna notice it no matter what you do or how you do it. You have that. So I use me. For example, I didn't get into makeup until I saw my mom do it when I was a little girl. I was in middle school, 5th grade. And my mom, even without makeup, my mom was beautiful. She had beautiful thick hair, black, and she didn't put on a lot of makeup. She just put on like the lipstick and the eyeliner, and I used to just sit there and watch her do it. So one day, when I went to school and she had went out of town, she went to California to see her family, I snuck into her makeup, and I just put it on because my mom was doing it. I decided I wanted to do it too. And I didn't get a lot of I would say props, but I didn't get a lot of positive comments. I was picked at, I was still called ugly, big head, big nose, whatever the case may be. So for that time, I decided not to wear makeup. But as I got older, like the thing for, when you're taking pictures, school pictures, everybody wants to look a certain way. They want their hair to be a certain way, and at least for the women, we wear makeup, and then I know a lot of people back then were putting like the Marilyn Monroe mold right here with eye pencils and stuff. And I tried it one time, and I ended up taking that off. Everything else I was okay with, but I did not like the mold thing right there. But I was, at that time I didn't understand. When I first did the makeup thing, I just wanted to be pretty like my mother. And, of course, like I said, I didn't get a lot of feedback, so I left the makeup alone. But when it came to taking pictures, and I saw all the girls doing the makeup, trying to do hair and all that other stuff, I tried to participate in that too. And it just never seemed to work out when I was trying to do things. It took a totally different turn, but that, that's okay. I had to learn. But we're always human beings. We're always trying to cover up our flaws. We're always trying to spend more time putting on this makeup, making up the mask, or putting so much time and effort and trying to cover our flaws instead of us putting that same time and effort into just being who we are and getting better. We become chameleons. Case in point, my brother, my sister, and my dad. Every year around this time, probably fall to winter time, their complexion begins to get lighter, like high yellow, close to white. But when it's back in the spring to summertime, they also turn red. They get redder, they get darker. Of course, at the time, I didn't understand why their complexion did that. And because, I'm the quote unquote, I call myself the black sheep because I'm the only dark child. I'm okay with that. My complexion doesn't do that. I'm still the same complexion, fall, winter, spring, summer. However, if I'm in during the summer specifically, I get darker if I stay out too long in the sun. And me and the sun don't get along. So back to my point, it's like when they tend to blend in with the seasons. And that's what we do as human beings. We're trying to blend in. We trying to take on whatever shape, whatever the trend is at that time, because we want to be we want to be like, we want to fit in. We don't want to be different and treated different like the outcast and and things of that nature. We want to fit in. We don't want people to see our flaws. So other than just the makeup, I'm talking about the construction of making these masks. It also pertains to women. Us, we're putting on gallons and gallons of makeup. It's like I said, I have no problem with that. It's okay to do that, but sometimes you just have to embrace your natural beauty. I remember a few years ago, I used to love wearing contact lenses. I spent a lot of money on 20 pairs of contact lenses. And one guy saw me with I think it was a green pair of contact lenses on. And the first thing he asked me was, why are you wearing contacts? I was like, because I want to be pretty. I want to look pretty. He's like, no, what you should have said was you want to highlight what's already there. I didn't understand what he meant then, but now I do. Like I'm saying, it's okay, to wigs, extensions, different kinds and types of makeup. It's okay to put that stuff on, and it's okay to highlight what's already there. But I want you to know that's not what makes you beautiful. I don't care how curly your hair is, it's not your hair. I don't care how nappy it is to what I do. I wear wigs. When you take all that stuff off, you have to learn how to embrace what's already there. Embrace what God has already gave you. We sometimes we lose sight of that because we're so busy trying to be what society wants us to be. But we have to learn how to accept and embrace what God has already gave us and put inside us. So that's point one, with, like I said, hiding the flaws with the makeup. So the second point I want to talk about is the KIT, the kit. This idea came from my ladies, the ladies of Grace Book Club, when I was with them on Monday night, and we were talking about some points that they brought up from a book that they all bought and read and they shared. So one of the ladies, whose name is Miss Melody, this is her idea that I'm sharing now. And I wanted to, share with you guys the idea that she was talking about, because it goes along with image, which is the whole center point of this video. So the kit is keeping it together. According to Miss Melanie, The kit kills. I'm going to tell you why. We swallow tears. We harden our hearts because we think, or we get this mindset that we're not supposed to show how we're feeling or what we're going through. And we're not supposed to do that. God didn't create us to be rocks. God didn't create us to be robots. He gave us emotions because we are supposed to feel. We are supposed to embrace what we're feeling in order to release it and let it go. Oh, I'll use another example of me. I don't hold grudges. I really don't. But when I was younger, I went through so much, especially with my weight and how I looked. And I held a lot of things to myself. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't trust anybody. And that's where my poetry came in. That's how I was able to release some of the things that were going on because I wasn't able to verbally express it. And that's what we do. People think we're not supposed to act and look a certain way. So that's why she says the kit kills, because it begins to numb you. Hence why I say you swallow your tears. I don't cry. You human, aren't you? So if you stump your toe, you bump your head, or you may fall down, you may get a cut, you may say ow, and some people like me, I may cry a little bit because it's pain, it hurts. I'm supposed to do that. I'm hardwired to do that. That's how God made me. So to sit up here and refuse myself to feel, to refuse myself to maybe even connect with others, that's where it hardens your heart. It makes you numb because you're really killing yourself. You're not allowing yourself to feel what these things are. Hence why a lot of people become dead on the inside. They wouldn't know what true love was if it knocked on their front door. They have guarded themselves. They have hardened their hearts. They won't know it. And that's sad but true. A lot of human beings do that. And I'm not talking about when you get hurt. That's a different story or a topic I'll address down the line. I'm talking about you kill yourself because you're trying to put on, back to the makeup, you're trying to put on this face that everything is okay, everything is fine. You may delude yourself into thinking that even if you put on your best face, whatever mask you choose to put on or don for that day, you are deceiving others, but are you really deceiving yourself? You can deceive me because I really don't know. I'm just going by what I see and what you tell me. But when you're by yourself, you can't deceive yourself because you're with yourself 24/7. Like I said, I may be talking to you guys. I may be telling you things, sharing things with you, but when I'm not on camera, when I'm not, doing live streams and everything, you don't know what I'm going through unless you seeing it or I'm telling you what's going on. So stop trying to keep it all together. Stop trying to fool yourself because, you may be fooling others, but you can't fool yourself. And while you're in the process of trying to fool yourself, you're killing yourself because you want to allow yourself to feel what you feel, embrace what you feel, and let it go. You'll get done with the process so much quicker if we just learn to allow ourselves to feel. And, after we feel it, we embrace. Okay, I'll say this. I'm sad because it's okay for me to be sad because, but after I go through that process, I'm going to let it go. I'm not going to hold on to it. That's how we get to the next level. It's not about strength. You have physical strength You have strength of character, but also you have strength of will. And that also leads to pride. We all trying to, put out our chest, or I don't need this, I don't need that person, I can do it by myself. Everybody needs somebody. You may not need people, but you're gonna need God before it's all over and done with. You're gonna need God, because He's the one that carry us through, keep us, and guides us and protects us. So even if you feel you don't need another human being, you're gonna need somebody. So just allow yourself to just fall apart, even if it's for a day, 2, a week, but don't stay there long. Don't keep trying to perform the keeping it together fiasco. It's okay to fall apart. We all do it. Whether you're going through a heartbreak, you experience the death of a loved one, whatever the case may be, we all go through something. So just allow yourself to go through it. Denying yourself from going through what you have to go through, or denying how you feel about something, you're not going to get through it if you don't allow yourself to experience it. Because I did a Facebook video live stream a couple of days ago, and I was saying how I have to go through it to get through it. So trying to go around it, under it, you just don't want to deal with it, guess what? It's still going to be there. So you just go ahead and do it and be over with it. So that's the kit. The third point I want to talk about is still slaves, the bondage of people to society. That was also another point, that the ladies were talking about. And I'm going to kind of piggyback right off that. So what I mean when I'm saying we're still slaves, the entire human race is still in bondage to society. You want to know why? Case in point, physical expectations, your status, what you have, what you're expected to have when you reach a certain age, what you're supposed to have by a certain age, what you're supposed to look like. All that deals with being a slave or in bondage to society. Society has brainwashed everybody, every human being, because it's certain things that society wants in order for you to be worthy. I'll say worthy. That's the physical expectations. Your mental expectation goes back to what I just said. We're being brainwashed. I will start with what me and another friend that I had a conversation with just a couple of nights ago. It's something that we're taught from childhood. When he was sharing with me, he was saying how women are taught to marry somebody that already has their own stuff. Car, job, place. And a lot of people, let me forgive me, I forgot the last one, which was our favorite, money. I'm going to be honest with you people. A lot of people don't have that, especially how the economy is now. Things are changing. I'll take me, for example. There's no shame in my game when I say this. I'm about to be 30. I just got a real full-time job. I don't have any money, and I don't look a certain way. I have a stomach, and when I say stomach, this right here. Most people think I'm pregnant, but I'm not. That's due to a condition that I have. I don't have a butt. I don't wear my real hair because it has broken off so bad to the point I'm almost bald. So with that being said, women are taught to, marry a man with money. And I was told that. But when That wasn't anything I was looking for per se at the time. When I was younger, I wanted somebody that was good looking, had little muscles, had tattoos. I was in love with the bad boys, when I was younger to maybe my teens. But as I got older, my preference changed. I just wanted somebody with a good heart, a good head on their shoulders, and the fact that they're trying to do something with their lives, I can work with that. Your preference, everybody have these preferences, but I'm telling you, things change. My ex that I was with, he had his own car. He didn't have a job, but he was going to school and he was a work study student. And I was in school. I had a job, but I didn't have my own place. But I had my own car. But we were able to come together, and it's not about what you bring into the table. Now, I will say this: don't bring scraps to my table. I'm not taking what you're offering. If you just, well, I got this, I got that, and that's all I'm gonna give you. No, I'm not accepting scraps. But with that, other than that, we were able to come together, and it was one of the best relationships I've ever had. We accept each other for who we were, not what we had. Because sometimes, in order to build a strong foundation, maybe it takes this person not having anything, this person not having anything, but you're coming together to build a foundation, a strong, firm foundation. If your foundation is not firm and it's cracked and everything, you might need to reevaluate your principles. We're always looking for the money, the person that looks good, the person who makeup on fleek, or the person that I don't want this, I want somebody with muscles and they look good and stuff, they got money. All of those are superficial preferences. These are things, like I said, that have brainwashed us since childhood. And it started with that because our parents, they were individuals before they became parents, so they went through the same thing. Their parents went through the same thing, and it's been going on up till now. We have been brainwashed. Everybody's not gonna have all that stuff, and if you're not willing to work, and yes, it takes work, ladies and gentlemen. You can't be in a relationship and not do any work. You're gonna have to work, come together and work together. Not me pull his weight, not you I pull your weight. We come together and we work together towards what we're trying or what we want. Because that put pressure, again, that puts pressure on people where I don't look a certain way. I don't have hair. He already knew all that, but he still loved me for me. He didn't put any pressure on me. He already knew what I was going through. He was willing to work with me, and I was willing to work with him. And again, that was one of the best relationships that I've ever had. I don't regret it at all. So that's the physical and the mental. And the spiritual, it goes back to point one about you trying to be normal. The exception of trying to be normal. But what is normal? That's what I'm saying. Like the American dream. People want the white picket fence to kids, the big house, and whatever the case may be. But that's not my dream. I won't even say my American dream. That's not the dream that I want. It deviates from that. But if I told somebody what my dream was, they'll look at me funny, like, you don't want this and this and this and that. By now, I'm supposed to be married with kids, living on my own. That's the physical part. I'm supposed to, because back then, if you weren't married by a certain age, you was considered a spinster. So I guess I'm the modern day spinster because I'm not married and I don't have kids. And again, I'm okay with that because I got to get Jasmine together. I got to live my life, and I'm still in the process of finding out who I am. And I'm okay with being the modern day spinster. So, but back to what I was saying about that's the norm trying to fit in. Oh, I'm not married with kids yet, and well, that's what I was taught. You supposed to do this and have this and all that other stuff. That really kills your spirit. You dying a slow death because you're trying to be all these things, or you're not trying to grow. And how to say this? When people reach a certain age, back, I'm just saying, when you reach a certain age, it's expected for you to move out and get a place of your own and all that. Now, some of us, and like I said, ain't no shame in my game. I still live with my mom, but it's not because I'm not trying to get a place of my own. It's because I'm not in the position to do so right now. It's not me. It's not time for me to try to get my own place. Like I said, I just got a job. I've only had it 5 months. I got to be able to, build and make a plan, a strategic plan. So therefore, when God opens the door and is ready, it's in His will for me to have that, I'll have it. So I can't rush the process. It's a process, people. There is no age limit on this. That's why I'm saying we have been brainwashed. We're still slaves to people in society because it's built around what people think, what people expect, because that's what society is. Community, households, all that stuff deal with society because it's all about what they want from you. What can you give them? Not what they can give you, not how they can help you, but what you can give them, what you can give back to improve the quote unquote the image that, oh well, she's doing well for herself, or he's a lawyer, he's a doctor, whatever the scenario is. It all deals with status, looks, wealth, all that superficial stuff that I'm talking about. You're stunning your growth. So the goal is, well, what the goal should be, which comes into point 4, embracing the real truth. You're not like everybody else. I'm not like everybody else. Everybody's background, everybody's situation is different. I don't know what yours is, and I've kind of told you a little bit of what mine is. So we can't spend our lives trying to be what other people want us to be, what society expects from us. Because society, I'm being honest, society is not trying to help me get a job. I graduated 2 years ago from college. I was in college for like 8 years because I got, I had 2 associates, and that was my bachelor's that I got 2 years ago. I just assumed that I was going to have a job soon, like within the next 6 months. That's not what happened. And, I live in a different state. So that's what I expected. And because that's not what happened, I ended up getting very disappointed. And fell into like a deep depression. Like, I'm not supposed to do this. I'm supposed to have a job by now. But I have no say so over that. That's what I'm saying. You give to society. You keep giving your blood, your sweat, your tears, but society is not giving you anything but more rules, more guidelines, and more things that they want from you. So what you should do, you need to embrace who you are. I embrace that I'm different. And I'm not saying I'm just different. I think a certain way. I like to do things a certain way. Embrace who you are. Embrace who God wants you to be. Embrace the person that God is trying to get you to work towards. So you won't have to put on the makeup to hide your flaws, to fit in, and you trying to do the kit. You trying to keep it all together. That's not what God wants you to do. You're not going to be able to do what God wants you to do if you're trying to fit in with the world. You're not supposed to try to fit in with the world. Yes, we're of the world. I'll say this, I'm of the world, but I'm not in the world, because I'm trying to follow God's lead. I'm trying to, let him guide me to where he wants me to go. And when I do that and learn that he's the person that I'm answering to, he's the one that's opening doors, because society is not doing anything for me. And, just people in general aren't trying to help me. When I'm struggling and all this other stuff, is God that's blessing me and coming through for me time and time again. So you need to embrace who you are. You need to know the difference between truth and your own truth. What do I mean by that? A lot of people don't know truth in general, but you have to learn how to develop your own truth. Case in point, I love history. I'm a big history person. I love history, but I didn't learn this till recently. When I was back in school, history books used to be thick, very, very thick. But I used to also notice it was certain sections in the history book that either had a page or two, or they mentioned it in a previous chapter, but there was no other continuation of it because we go into something else. Now, you have history that's not even thick. You may get a paragraph on certain events, but that's what I'm saying. That's what the difference between truth and your own truth. Truth, it's a history book. It's presenting you what happened. It may not go in depth as you want it to. That's where you develop your own truth. Like I'm sharing my truth with you guys, because how I was raised, what I was taught, it doesn't fit society now. It doesn't. But at the same time, dealing with the physical expectations, the mental and the spiritual, everybody's not everybody's not going to come with it all together. If they do, I won't say something's wrong with it, but they may not be coming towards you as a person or the person that you are. They may want something else from you. And the question is, are you going to be able to give it back, or you just going to say return the sender? You have to develop your own truth. Okay, I believe that, I'll say this. Let me not use that example. I'm sorry. Okay. I believe maybe one day I will get married, have a child or two, but at the same time with my truth, that deals with my own truth. One day I may have that, but dealing with society right now, I don't have that, and I'm often talked about, picked at, or made fun of because I'm not married with kids and I'm still living at home with my mother. And it did make me feel some kind of way. I beat myself up. I'm like, man, I'm not good enough. Why I can't be like everybody else? Why I got to be different? Because this is where Taoism come from. I like Taoism. It's not religion. But it's, like I said, it's one truth. It's a way of life. The natural order of things. The way of life involves your choices, your actions, your beliefs, and it equals to you coming up with your own truth. That's what Taoism is. And I believe in Taoism because you have to learn as an individual yourself. You have to walk your own path. And if, like me, I'm of the world, I'm not in it. My spirit, I'm more spiritual than anything. I'm not saying I'm perfect. What I'm saying, I'm more spiritual. I fear God. I know if I do something, I'm going to disappoint God, and I'm basically going to be more mad at myself. So I really try to do what's right. I really try to. I know I'm not gonna get it right every time, but I'm more spiritual than worldly. But that don't mean I can't interact with worldly people. You see what I'm saying? I don't judge them. I don't look at them different. They do what they do, and I just don't do it. But I'm still cool with some people like that, and that's okay. But you have to walk your own path. And you also have to understand you're not meant to walk where everybody else walks. And not a lot of people are meant to walk where you're going to walk. You have to embrace your own truth. And once you embrace your own truth, you have to speak it and you have to live it. Because my truth is, I believe in unity. And I'm going to be more specific when I say this part. I in general, when I was younger, I believed in unity, trying to help people, and I still do. But now, since my book came out, I've been connecting with a lot of writers, a lot of authors, a lot of musicians, creative individuals, and a lot of other creative individuals are not trying to come out yet, or they feel like they don't want to come out because they fear people are going to look at them a certain way and judge them. So now, with that being said, my truth has become more targeted. I want to be able to connect and unite creative individuals under one banner, and we all come together and project our voices and reach others and tell them, hey, you can be a part of this too. We're not judging anybody. We're not looking at you a certain way. We don't have expectations. Only expectation that we want is for you to be you to open up and be comfortable and just really be who you are. Stop, like I said, to use our voice. That's my truth. To use my voice, to speak it, and to live my truth. That's my truth. I want to be able to continue to connect with other artists, other creative individuals, and, help them to feel safe and let them know it's okay to be yourself. Despite what society and other people that may be looking at you and picking at you or looking at you funny, you're fine over here because there's no competition. We're all doing the same thing, which is birthing life, giving and creating magic with what God has blessed inside us. And that's what I would like to do with my creative / artistic individuals. That's what I want. So with that being said, it's time to break down these image barriers. It really is. You're not going to be happy living up to society and its expectations. You're not going to be yourself if you continue to live by what people say and what people do. The same people that's sitting here got so much to say about you and what you're doing. These are the same individuals that's not doing anything with their lives. They're sitting up here chastising and criticizing you because, hey, at least you're trying to do something, or you're still on your path to what your goal is, what God's goal is for you. They're just mad because they can't quote unquote do what you're trying to do. And sometimes it's not about trying to do what I'm doing or what everybody else doing. Maybe you just need to find yourself and, again, embrace who you are. Know your truth. Speak it and live it. That's all I have for today, guys. I didn't have any viewers, but that's okay. You know what I'm saying? I know God is going to reach somebody, and somebody will be in contact with me. And like I said, I'll be able to continue to connect and converse with people, with, like I said, with creative, artistic people, because that's why I feel more comfortable with. Not trying to, be a business person, or not trying to be what other folks want me to be, but I'm happier being creative and artistic, because therefore I'm liberated, to be myself. And if I be myself, I can encourage and motivate others to be themselves as well. All righty. So, you guys, I love each and every one of you. Continue to uplift each other in, prayer, and, coming together like God wants us to, in spirit and, love and truth and togetherness like we're supposed to. Let's help one another, constructively, not deconstructively. And be genuine about it. Be genuine about what you do. Don't have any regrets. Like I said, I'll be 30 soon. So only regret I kind of have is I didn't live my life, because I was doing what other people wanted me to do, and I ended up not being happy. So I guess I feel like I'm trying to make up for that. And life is short. I don't know if I ever get the chance again. So instead of waiting till the time is right, I'm doing it now. So I encourage you guys to do that too. Don't wait for the right moment. We're never ready, to be honest. That's what a friend told me. We're never ready when the time is right. So while you're waiting, do it now. Work on yourself. Embrace who you are. Stop trying to keep it together. Stop with the makeup and the mask. Just be you. Oh yeah. Saturday, I will be with the ladies, the Poets of Anonymous group. I will be discussing and reciting a few of my poetic works from my book, Little Girl Blues: Existence of an Image. And I also will be with my father later on that evening, because they're throwing a benefit in his honor. So looking forward to that. You guys be safe, and like I said, just be yourselves, speak your truth, live your truth. Peace.